Spring MVC. Click next, and last page, select the .xml. Yeah, finish. Okay, click yes. Finish. Okay, expand it. And this is a web-based project. So of course, where we need to or how we need to load the jar files is drag and drop to the lib folder, right? So where is your lib folder is located here. Web content, web.inf. Yeah, that is a lib folder. Go back to the jar location, Spring 5 jar location. Spring 5. First one. Okay. Select the second one, Apache Common Logins. Second one first. Okay. And then Spring AOP Beans Context. AOP Beans Context for expression. And apart from this, since we are working on web, you need to select Spring Web and Web MVC. Web and Web MVC. Yeah. Drag and drop to that lib folder. Extract. Okay, good. Fine. Now the next step. In our normal JSP project, in our normal dynamic web-based project, we used to create JSP directly under web content folder. I mean, you will be doing right click on web content and there we will be creating the JSP files. But in this architecture, in Spring MVC, all your JSP files is going to be inside web.inf folder only. Even if you want, you can create a JSP folder inside a web.inf folder, and inside that JSP folder, you can create those files. Okay. So right click on web.inf and create a folder, name of JSP. JSP, yeah. So inside that folder, I click new and you can have two JSP files, login.jsp, welcome.jsp. Okay, one more file, welcome.jsp. Okay, good. That's it. Now open your login.jsp. Give you the XML codings here, HTML codings. Copy paste. Rest of the code is also in the chat. Delete line number 25 and copy paste. Okay, save it. Now have a look. If you guys already know HTML tags, you know how to create a label name or text box or creating a submit button, everything you already know. Form action and all we have done already. But have a look here at line number 12. I'm using form and also line number 15 form label, 16 form input means this text box or label name is not a direct HTML. It is customized for Spring framework. Where you are getting this support, where you are getting this Spring support tags, have a look on line number 3. I'm having a tag like from where I'm getting the support, that URI I need to give, and prefix I am setting as double quotes form. In all the places where you are seeing form or form colon label, before the colon, whatever the form word is predefined at line number 3. That is a kind of variable. If you are having int x equals 5, then all the places we will be using x, like that. All the places you are using form which predefined at line number 3. Maybe you can give any name instead of form. You can give for struts we used to give s colon text, s colon label. Any name you can give at line number 3. That prefix name only you need to use in all the tags. That is customized. The beauty here is, if you compare normal JSP, you'll be having a text boxes. When you're typing something, clicking the submit button from the servlet, you need to get the data manually using request.get parameter. But here we are not doing like that. Your beans is directly binded with this page. At line number 16, form input, path equals username. That path username is your bean variable, which we are going to create next in the next step. And also line number 20, form password, path equals password. That is also your bean variable. So it is directly binded. Whenever you are typing itself, when you click submit, automatically it is in your hands. You no need to get that manually to give it to someone. Okay, that is the beauty here. And action, yeah, it's already updated. It is already we have done web services. It's more or less same here also. Okay, let's see how it works. Okay, open your welcome.jsp. Also I will be giving some report. Let's see, paste it. Pasting. Okay. Have a look again, line number 3. Yeah, I am setting the predefined form support library. And what I'm trying to do here is, whatever the username password you are entering login, I'm just displaying in this page. So have a look on line number 15 and 90. That single line, the single format will display the username, whatever you entered, the password, whatever you enter. It is little complicated, or it needs more coding in your direct JSP servlet. You are getting from one page, and if you want to set the value to some other page, you need to do a lot of work, like request.set attribute, and you need to, in this page you need to write a code like request.get attribute. So many things you need to do, but here the simple format is dollar username password. Okay, okay. Under Java resources, create com.entos package and create login.java class and create beans. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
living their own lives peacefully without trying to hurt. Hurt anyone, and it's as simple as that.
Well, I may not have a sign of victory for those who believe in freedom, but I at least have some catharsis. Here's a story from timcast.com. Democratic National Committee tells unvaccinated employees they face termination. Employees of the DNC are expected to return to in-person work on January 3rd, 2022. I find that really funny because of all of the people who work anywhere, you wouldn't expect to find people who aren't vaccinated working for the DNC, but apparently there are. And now those people who have given their work towards empowering the DNC are going to lose their jobs. Now, look, I don't want to revel in anybody losing their job. I don't like the DNC. I don't like the RNC for that matter. But these are the people who vote for this stuff. They support this stuff. They actively work for the DNC to support this. And now they're coming to them saying, well, you're going to lose your job now unless you fall in line. And they're like, but I don't want to fall in line. Oh, congratulations on what you asked for. You get what you wish for, you know?
I'm sorry, good comrade. You're going to have to take this one for the team.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest.
Step back. Sorry.
If Trump had won the election, we'd be in the same situation right now. He was just as authoritative and ignorant.
How?
He rushed that vaccine out. He was going to do it anyway.
How is that authoritative?
Because they're letting the CDC run the show.
You can share screen, Nikhil. Are you sharing, Nikhil? Okay. Bean.java. Okay. No, here I prefer the name should be login. Change bean into login. Because there is a reason. We need to create the servlet under the name of your bean hyphen only. Here only at line number 3, change your name as login. Login. Okay, now rename compile unit. Place the cursor on. Okay, save it. Good. This is the name, password. Okay. Now, the next thing, we need to create a controller. Controller means backend logic you are going to write it. So under the package, convert into us, create a class. Class name can be login controller. Now main method and all. Finish. Okay, so this is going to be your starting point, but I don't have a main method. Then how you are going to tell to the compiler, hey, this is not a normal class, you should treat this class in a different way. How you are going to communicate that to the compiler means using annotation. So the first annotation for your class itself, @controller. @controller. So this class is going to act like a controller. Yeah. Okay. Generally, in JSP servlet, there is a option that you can directly land into any particular web page instead of starting from a backend logic. You can directly go to login.jsp. When click submit button, then you can come back to the backend logic. But with respect to Spring or even with Spring Boot, you need to start from the backend servlet only, backend controller only. You cannot directly go to the login.jsp. Why? Because In login.jsp, what you are doing, you are binding the bean class properties, right? So somewhere you need to tell, before going to that page itself, you need to tell, hey, this login.bean, this login.java is for this login.jsp. That you need to tell before loading the page itself. So of course, to do that, we need to always start from the backend controller only. So here for this scenario, we need to have two methods. One method is the initialization. The first time you will come here and then only you will go to login.jsp, because you are going to bind the model and view. Model means your bean class and view means the front. And the second method, of course, when you click the submit button, you will become back here to a particular method. So we need to have a couple of methods here. The first method and its return type is going to be model and view only. So public model and view, all the first word letter is caps in model and view. Model and view, A caps, yeah, model and view, good. And method name can be, okay, you can give login itself, login, small l, method name, open and close parenthesis and curly bracelet. You don't need to pass any parameter. Inside the method, just a single return statement. Return new model and view, return space new space model and view, or class name model and view. And inside that you need to pass three parameters. First, in double quotes, your JSP file name, double quotes login. Just a file name is enough. You don't need to give .jsp. You don't need to give .jsp, comma, a keyword which going to use for binding these two. So you can have a command, double quotes command, and third parameter is going to be a constructor of your bean class. So new login of, new login of. Okay. Now this is more or less same of your web services class only. Everything you need to configure via annotation only. Nowhere you are going to call this method name login. So whatever the annotation you are going to give, based on the request mapping annotation only, you will pick this up. So first give request mapping. I will tell you later why we are going to give two different request mapping for both of the methods. So add an annotation for this method. Annotation name is request mapping, R and M is caps. Request mapping, open and close parenthesis and open and close curly bracelets, because we are going to have a array of words. Inside the curly bracelets, two parameters. First parameter, double quotes slash. Second parameter, double quotes slash login. Double quotes slash login. I will explain this later. Login. Okay, one method is completed now. Now, when you click the submit button, we need to write the logic. Create one more method. Public string. Public string method name can be submit login. Submit login. And of course, we need to pass a couple of parameters. First is your bean reference variable. Login L, comma, login L, comma, L space, yeah, comma. Model map is a class. Model map, both are capital M. Model map. Variable name can be model map. Yeah, this is more or less same of your attribute setting in your JSP. Request.set attribute, get attribute there, right? So we are setting the model here. Okay, inside the method, you can have return your JSP name. Return double quotes welcome. Return double quotes welcome. I think capital W. Yeah, welcome. So before this return, as I told you, you no need to get the parameter from the input box, because the bean is already binded. But here now what you need to do, you need to take that value to welcome.jsp, which is already available. Value is already available. You need to take that value to the welcome.jsp. For that, you need to do couple couple of lines of coding, which is use your model variable. Model dot add attribute. Model dot small m variable you created at line number 16. Yeah. Model dot add attribute. Add attribute. Two parameters you need to pass. First parameter in double quotes. Any name you can give, but whatever the name you are giving inside the dollar symbol in your welcome.jsp, same name only we need to give here. We gave username only. So just type username. Yes. Username, and second parameter you can get the value from your bean, like l dot get username. L dot get username. That's it. Same. Do the same thing for your password also. Next line. Yeah. Okay. Now let's play with the annotation. Request mapping. Request mapping. Open and close parenthesis here. No curly bracelet and all. Two parameters we need to give. Two attribute we need to give. One is value equals double quotes slash any slash any method name you can give. We are giving submit login. You can give different name also, like give process login. I think this is what you gave in your login.jsp form action. Process login. L can be caps. Second word. And another attribute. Put a comma. Method equals. Of course, we need to set a method, right? Method equals request method. R and M is caps. Request method. Put a dot. Request method. Put a dot. You'll be getting post. Target. You can select post. Okay, and we need to add one more annotation at line number 18 parameter before login L. It is a bean attribute which is traveling all over the application. So you need to set that. Not there. In your parameter, after submit login, you are passing login L, right? At line number 8. Yeah. Before login word, have an annotation at the rate model attribute. Model attribute. M and A is caps. Open and close parenthesis, double quotes. Attribute, open and close parenthesis, double quotes, give exact project name, Spring MVC. So this is a visibility for that particular bean class, Spring MVC. Okay, I think we almost completed everything in this one. Okay, now have a look at line number 18, request mapping. You are setting one value, process login. Directly you are going to call that, go to login.jsp. Go to login.jsp. So at line number 12, form action, you can see change the project name, Spring MVC. Spring MVC slash whatever the data you set for that method, process login. Okay. Now come back to login controller. Then why we are giving like this at line number 13? Instead of using value equals, I'm not using value equals, I'm using curly bracelets. Why? If you want to set more than one thing, see, process login means if I am calling Nikhil, then Nikhil will turn over and look at me. That is direct, only one Nikhil. That is what you are setting at line number 18. If I am calling process login, okay, it will. But line number 13, what I am setting is, if I am calling by name Nikhil, Nikhil will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nikhil, Nikhil will look at me. If I am calling by name Nikhil, Nikhil will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by name Nick, Nick will look at me. If I am calling by n a kind of alias name, Nick, right? For that nickname also, Nikhil only will record me. So there I need to mention all the possibilities or probabilities of Nikhil's name. That's what I'm doing at line number 30. For the first time when you are running the page, running the project, when you are doing Spring MVC slash, immediately login.jsp only should come. That's why the first parameter is single slash. So anywhere in your project, if you are doing Spring MVC slash, you will redirect to this login.jsp page only. And also, I'm having certain scenarios. Let us say you are in welcome.jsp, you are having sign out option. When you are doing sign out, then you need to write the code manually. When I'm doing sign out, go to Spring MVC slash login. So either it is going to be a simple slash or it is going to be a slash login. Both of the way, I'll be coming to login.jsp. That's why. So with respect to curly bracelets and value, if you need to set more than one alias name, then you should have a curly bracelets with array of values. If you are going to have only one direction address, then you can have value equals double quotes. Clear, everyone? Do you have any questions on this? Okay. Finally, we are going to play a couple of items with your web.xml, and yes, still we have not created what? Of course, if it is a Spring project, we need a container. Still, we have not created the Spring.xml, and here we are not going to create under SRC because this architecture is different, right? This is a web-based project. So where we are going to create it, let's see. And first open your web.xml. We need to configure your web.xml first. Let me give you the XML coding in the chat. You can delete line number 4 to 11. We are not going to land directly to the page, so welcome file list is not required. Yeah, copy paste the content. Okay, so first the servlet name login, that is what we are going to create, and it is going to get the support from line number 8, whatever the jar file we have loaded. That is what providing support for dispatcher servlet at line number 8. And servlet we are going to create now. The servlet name, to avoid confusion, we are creating all the logics based on login. Web.xml, yes, generally you will tell what is the initialize point from where you need to start in this project. In this project, I need to start from login page. So I need to create a login servlet. That's why I asked you to rename the bean.java into login.java to avoid confusion. So servlet name 14th line, we are giving login only. Okay, so what you need to do is we are going to create a Spring container, but the name what we need to give is, it's not simple like spring.xml or application context.xml. It is going to be proper, like whatever the servlet name you are having, put a hyphen and type with servlet, which means right click on web-inf, create new file, and the file name is going to be login-servlet.xml. Only L is caps. Login-servlet.xml. This is of course your Spring container.xml. Finish. And in this Spring.xml, I mean in this container, what we are going to do, we are not going to configure the bean and all like whatever you have done in the previous project. Because why we are not configuring bean? You already configured via annotation in your login controller. So you no need to do that. Then what else we can do? Did you notice in your go to login controller? Login controller. See, at line number 15 and 22, you are just mentioning the file name. You are not at all giving .jsp or .html also. Also, how this guy, login controller, will come to know where exactly this login and welcome.html is available. So it doesn't know. So those things we are going to configure in your container. It's login servlet.xml. Okay, go back to login container, login servlet. I will give you the code here in the chat. Okay, copy paste. Okay, so this is what we are configuring. Line number 12, your base package is com.into into a same name, and line number 13, internal resource view resolver. From that is where you are getting the support to set the prefix and suffix for the file names. And line number 14, I think your JSP folder name is capital JSP. You need to change that by slash capital JSP, and the file extension of all the files is going to be .jsp. That is the suffix we are setting in the next line. Since we are setting this, that's why your login controller is automatically picking up. Remember, when we are traveling into Spring Boot, the advantage of Spring Boot is what we are learning here is it is reducing so many manual works compared to the normal process. But when you are jumping into Spring Boot, it is going to be reduce even more work whatever you are doing in Spring. In Spring Boot, you no need to mention this also. This is my location, this is my extension of the file. No, it will automatically pick it up. That's it. Okay, fine. Now I think we completed everything. You can try run the project. Right click on Spring MVC, run on server. What is the error? Scroll down to the last one. Login hyphen could not open servlet context. Why? Scroll up a little bit. File not found exception. You created login servlet under WebINF only, right? Minimize and check it. Okay. Seems correct. Can you maximize the page error? Double click on the browser. Parsing XML document nested in file not found. Could not open servlet. Ah, we missed anything. Just a minute. Can you minimize and expand the jar files? I want to check did we miss anything. AOP beans context core expression web and web MVC looks good. Okay. Web app libraries. I am saying okay. Can you expand libraries after SRC at the top above? Expand libraries. Expand web app libraries. Okay, it is there. Okay. JSP. I want okay. Maximize the console. I want to dig more. Could not open servlet context resource. Your bean class login L is also caps, right? Login controller web.xml. Show me login controller. Did the package, everything is correct? Can you expand the package at the top? Everything is from Spring work, right? Controller request mapping. Seems good. Where we are missing? Can you copy paste the error? Go to console, copy the content, could not open servlet context. Yeah. Go to Google, type first Spring framework, complete item, including servlet.xml. First type Spring word, Spring, and then put that message. Okay, open the first one. Scroll down. Dispatcher servlet is picking up correctly. No issues with that servlet name. Can you go back to the Eclipse and type /login? For that also we're getting the same error. Minimize. Go to browser. /login. Edit. Nothing is happening. Weird. Did Dharnesh and Niti tried the same thing in your end? You are also setting the same error?
No, I haven't. I'll try it.
Okay, go to the very top. Go to the very top. The same setting is working from my end. It is not finding the file login-servlet. Why? That is she. Can I take control for a minute? Actually, why I am not seeing the server running message in your console? First, the server should run, right? டோர் லாக் பண்ணுங்க. I'm going to do one thing. Let me share the complete project. You just import and load it and check whether it is running or not. Because I'm using Spring 4, but you are using Spring 5. Is that the type issue or what, version issue or what? I don't know. Take control. You just double click on your end. Okay, and let me share the package project now. Give me a minute. Your email ID, Nikhil.
Yes, I'll send it
Okay,
by.
got it. Nick 007, right?
Yes.
Okay, check your inbox and download that file. Download and extract it. Screen stopped sharing.
Yeah, 1 second.
Share, Nikhil.
Yeah.
Okay. Extract file and go to Eclipse. Just go to Eclipse. File. Stop the server at the bottom. In the console, stop the server. Now file. Go to File, Import. General. Expand General. Existing project into workspace. Yeah. Click Next. Browse that complete folder. Spring JSP. Okay. That's it. Okay. Copy content into workspace. Choose the second checkbox if you want. So that even if you delete the downloaded items, it will be in your workspace. At the bottom options, select the second checkbox, copy projects into workspace. Yeah, finish. Okay, now close all the stuff at the center here. Okay, let it be, don't close. So that you can, okay, fine. Right click on JSP, Spring JSP, run as server. Oops, so this is issue with something else from your end. Maximize the console. same stuff is working from my end. Why it is not happening? Nested exception. It is not at all finding the servlet, login servlet. Can you try Dharnesh and Niti also? Can you forward that email to them to download the file?
Yes, just for give me the email. Their email.
Sorry.
I need their email.
I'll ping you, Nikhil. Just give me a second.
Wait, let me share it to them. Yes. Try.
Nikhil, can you check the port number if it's colliding with other servers?
Dharnesh. Niti, what's your email ID? NKS, right? NKAS.
Yes.
Okay. I shared the same project to you and Dharnesh as well. Just you can download, extract it, and in your Eclipse you can file, import, and run and check.
Yes, Vijay.
Port number looks good.
And also, please, Nikhil, copy paste the error once again in the chat. Let me dig from my end. The complete error could not find server. Yeah, copy that. Put it in chat. I want input from Dharnesh or Niti. Just confirm me whether it is running or not from your end. And if you want, you can go ahead and share your screen also. Anyone can help you. Context.xml param bad.
Vijay, I'm now having some other problems.
Okay, Niti.
Yeah, Vijay, on my
I'm
end,
trying to
Nikhil.
install it.
Sorry.
I'm trying to unzip it because it's RAR file.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Vijay, I've been trying to run previous Java dynamic web projects. I'm getting the same error now.
Oh, for other projects also you're getting the same error,
Yes,
Nikhil? Yeah, there
yes.
is some issue with your end. Server end, I guess, because I don't think in your console there is no information related to server startup, right, Nikhil?
Oh no, there is
Directly
actually
it is
no,
there.
there is, but the reason you didn't see it was because I was actually I tried that slash login and all that, so errors kept coming up. That's why all the server startup
Okay.
messages went. away because I was
Mm-hmm.
trying with login. But yesterday itself, I had tried with other, uh, they're like REST form, REST core, and all that. That time the server was working just fine. I think now after uh, maybe putting all these new jars, that must be the reason.
These jobs is dependent on that particular project only, right? Why it is not affecting other projects?
Let me just check.
Also, apart
No,
from
no, I
this,
got it. I got it.
in this project, you are getting file not found exception for login servlet.xml, right? For other projects, what is the error you are getting?
Yeah, I'm just checking with the other projects. I'll just see if I'm
Okay.
having problems.
Niti, can you share your screen quickly? We can check it up in 2 minutes.
Mine is like it's not still opening the app. Something is happened to the application again.
Means Eclipse you are telling?
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, I mean, so there is a issue. Apart from Nikhil, no one is having a proper setup. So if he is facing any issue, we couldn't spend time on others, and you need to correct that first. Actually, even I told you I'm ready to spend some time whenever I'm free later in the day, but you guys are not pinging in the WhatsApp to make the setup works, right? Oh, okay, we need to troubleshoot this. Yeah, Nikhil, take some time to check. If it is happening for other projects as well, then something we need to check. But if it is happening for only this project, then let me spend some time later today with you to troubleshoot this issue, Nikhil. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, work on it. Let me know if you are able to resolve in the WhatsApp, or else maybe we can meet after what time? Maybe after 12:30 or 1 in your time. If you are free also, I can spend some time with you. With you guys anyway. Anyone want to make the setup properly, just connect with me. Okay? Fine.